Hello there, in this video we're going to start building our homepage for our project, so let's go.
Okay, so back to the container. Let's just bring this up and let's just stretch this out a little bit more. Okay, so let's have a look at structuring this a little bit more. So I'm not particularly keen on this kind of gold color actually. Now I'm seeing it on the page. It just doesn't sit as well as some of the other colors. And now we've got this hero banner that's pulling from similar colors to the sapphire. I feel like for consistency, it should use some of that style as well. Obviously it's personal opinion. Everyone can do what they want to do, but that's what I'm going to change here. Let's go into the benefit card on the UI kit and let's just update some of these colors. So let's go down here. Let's find benefit card. Okay, so we're on the benefit cards page. Let's go ahead and to start with, let's update the number badge. So let's go in, let's find that color and let's just change that to Sapphire 75. Now let's go into the card itself. Let's select both of these. I'm going to change from Sam 50 to Sapphire 50. And there we go. So those two small tweaks will hopefully make it look more aligned on the web page. So let's just lock that, go up to libraries, click on publish. And let's just note what we've done. Okay, let's click on publish. Okay, so those changes have been made in the UI kit. Let's go back to our design file. Okay, let's go back up to libraries and let's click here on benefit card. And now we can see the before and after. So what we currently have and what the updated version looks like. Could overlay it, but we're not going to see any change there. Side by side is the best option for this. So let's click on update all. That should be done. Let's close that down. And that's been applied to our designs. Okay, let's start to group these a little bit better. So let me just press Shift A, select these two, and we'll put those in a row. Let's duplicate that so we've got another set, and let me just delete those out. So we should have two lots there. Let me just click across these. Let's just reduce the spacing to 24, and actually let me just apply that as a variable and set some variables here as well. Okay, that's good. Let's Shift A on both of these. Put this as content, and again let's just apply some spacing variables. Okay, now I'm going to select both of these, Shift A, and I'll wrap that in a container, and let's just see what the space between is. Let's adjust this in the spacing variables. Okay, there we go. That looks a little bit more consistent, a little bit more aligned. Let's just bring that up and let's just make sure we've got enough space between these items. So let's go with 24 for now, and let's make sure we're 24 pixels away from the edge, because I'm pretty sure if we turn on the home page, turn on the grids, yeah, that's going to align. Okay, just before we move on, let me just turn on the grids again, and let's just zoom in a little bit further. I think this needs to be better aligned so it matches the grid. So let me just hold Shift and just drag this to the left, just so we can align everything with the grid. Let's make this so it is in fact in line. There we go. Let's go in here. Let's just double check what we've got here. I think this has got a max width set on it. Let me just remove that from both of them for now and set this to fill. Let's set the other one to fill as well. Now that should align perfectly with the grid. Yeah, so let me just take that row, duplicate it again, and take the row below and delete it. Right, let's go back up, let's click on home page, and now let's turn off those grids. And let's get on to the image here. Okay, so moving on, let me just come over here. Let's just delete out that hero section. Press Command V, I've already found an image. So you can find these images on Pexels, which if I just open up my plugins, I'll click on Recents. You can use this plugin to find free imagery that you can use in your designs. Really, really useful, really, really powerful. You can use the website or the plugin, either is fine. So let's go ahead, let me just shrink this down. So that's set to frame. Let me just Command V. Yeah, so delete that. So I pasted the image inside of the frame. Let's go up here. Let's just shrink that all the way down. Okay, let's just move it over. Let's just get it so it's kind of aligned. Okay, let's turn on our grids again. Let me just grab the frame itself, and I just want to pull it out so it actually aligns with the grid, because currently I don't think it does. Okay, so that's fine. Let's just call this image for the moment. Now for the image, I actually want to round those corners. There we go. So that should match these benefit cards. Let's just go down. Yeah, so that's 16, so that's good. Let's go back in here. Again, let's just turn off these grids because after a while it does get a little bit much. So there we go, it's a bit more minimal. We can see what we're doing. I think everything should align. So look, 24, I think there's 20 at the bottom. Okay, now that's aligned. Kind of need to drag this up a little bit so it meets this container. And the actual row itself, there we go. Now it's 24 top and bottom. What we should do is press Shift A on the container. And let's just restructure this again. So call that content so it doesn't get too confusing. So we've got our cards, we've got our content, we have the image, and then we have the top level container. The auto layout should be all set. Okay, let me just apply some spacing variables here. So I think we've got 32, 24 either side. Okay, that should be okay. Okay, let's go inside this image container. Let's draw out a frame. Let's make it so it covers the entire image. Let's round the corners to 16 and let's give it a fill here of Sapphire 500 so it's covered. Okay, let's go to appearance. Let's apply a blend mode and let's go and let's use screen. Okay, so that blend mode is applied. I think that looks really good on that image. Starts to complement the other elements on the page. Okay, let's add in some content for the Why Choose Us section. So we can have 4 points. So I think we can just go in here and change these. So that should be all good. I forget we can just click on the card and go to here and do it as well, which is really good. And actually, let's change that. So that should be 3. That should be 4. Okay, so what I'm going to quickly do is populate these cards with some content. Okay, so I have now populated these cards with real content, so they are now done. So we've got 4 cards: learn by doing, beginner friendly guides, practical design skills, and lifetime course access. So I think that looks really good. Let's move on now and let's take a look at our latest courses.
Okay, that's it for part 2 of the video. Part 3 will be next week, so like and subscribe, add some comments, and I will see you in the next video.